Hello and welcome back to the UBF podcast, live here from the beautiful Bella Vista Hotel. Tom, you got your makeup on this week.
Welcome, gentlemen and ladies. I am Martin. No, Martin, mate, pleasure. Thank you for filling in for me last week. It was a big week for me last week, Abs. I had many football games, had a trial game I couldn't get out of. Scored a hat-trick, actually, mate. Actually got nominated for the Puskas Award. It just hasn't come out yet.
No way.
Yeah.
Mate, Thomas Meletic, mate.
And then obviously Valentine's Day on Wednesday, big day. So your boy was unable, and Martin, the knight in shining armour, come and save the day. And Martin, top performance, thank you so much. And I'm sure there'll be many more times when Martin's on the podcast.
You were Miss Thomas.
By you or by the people?
Not just by me. By the people.
Do you want to know why I thought you missed me? Because I couldn't, every time I went to bed, Abdul, I wore this kit specifically because I saw you wore it last time. I went, how can I feel close to Abdul without being close to Abdul? I went, get the same kit on as him. So I went to Ultra, bought the kit, and we're here.
Mate, look, I didn't have to buy it. Look, I love the Czech Republic people. I got it as a mystery kit. And like, I thought it was a Liverpool kit at first. So I was about to just go, not open this and grab another packet.
Too late, mate.
But it was too late. But yeah, thanks again, Martin. Thomas, mate.
Top.
Lovely to have you back.
You know what else was lovely? Samina, waka waka, 60 million up the drain.
Carver scores again.
5-0.
5-0, mate.
Shit.
5 Premier League wins in a row. That's 21 goals, 2 conceded. Mate, I am high on life watching this team play. Run you through some...
looking good. Yeah. They're looking good. Saka's had a dip. He's come back. Martinelli had his dip. He's come back. What I think's happened is all your players, especially your front three, that had a dip, have just peaked all at the right time.
Nah.
It's incredible.
Yes, and I also think there's a tactical change in the way we've played. Fluidity. If you're going to ask for one word, it's fluidity. Left wing, right wing. Yeah. Havertz and Trossard are alternating down the middle. Before you know it, you're finding Martinelli in the centre, Trossard on the left. Saw Trossard play right mid at one point against West Ham.
I saw him in the 6. I saw him in the 6 at goal kicks. No, I swear to God. No, it was Rice, Trossard, Jesus was dropping, and then you got Odegaard.
Yeah.
It was incredible. And they've always talked about that box, forming that box, and I feel like...
Takes are gone now.
I feel like the handbrakes are off, and I feel like this is... It's now or never.
It is. And
it's now or never.
We're seeing a maturity with this team now.
Yes.
We're seeing what we didn't see last year with this spine. Declan Rice, mate.
I saw your comments last week. 235 million? I think that's a bit.
Give them 315 million. Give them my life. No, I'm joking.
Declan, you're welcome on the podcast, champion, anytime.
I'm going to run you through some stats. Okay. 65% of the ball, 16 shots for 7 on target. 5 block shots. Despite all of this, they won more duels than Burnley, made more tackles than Burnley, and were all over them from the get-go. To elaborate on the 2 shots on target conceded over 3 games stat that we've had, we've conceded 2 shots on target in 3 games.
Sure.
Burnley had 8 shots in the box in the game. 3 were outside of the box, 5 were inside. Arsenal blocked 5 of the shots inside of the box. Against West Ham, they had a total of 5 shots, 1 on target, and 4 blocked. This team's a colossus, man. But that also emphasizes the impact Kivior, Gabriel, Saliba.
He's all good.
Kivior. Ben White's also become that inverted defender / he's playing the Zinchenko role but on the right, and Kivior's playing the Ben White role but on the left. We also have Partey, Tomiyasu, Timber, and Zinchenko all to come back to that defensive group. So
my question, Zinchenko over Kivior?
I don't think Zinchenko makes back in the team.
Yeah.
No, I think Timber makes it ahead of both of them.
When's Timber due? Early March?
Early March, I believe. That's the quickest I've seen someone come back from an ACL. It's crazy.
He did it in August, yeah?
Yeah.
Pre-season, America.
But no, first round against Nottingham Forest, it was, I believe.
First game.
First game of the season. Who was it?
God knows. It was in August, though. It was in August.
Yeah, I think it was Forest. 2-0 against Forest. Odegaard began to play with confidence, I have to say. He's playing that deep role. He's playing alongside Rice to build up, and it's just letting everybody in front of him play their game. And he's... For people who say it's a purple patch... No,
it's not a purple patch. No.
This is the standard. As Mikkel would say, this is the standards, guys.
Cheers. He did it to me 3 weeks ago every single time. So, cheers.
It is the fucking standards.
It is. No, it is.
Yeah.
For me, though, I feel a bit envious because the man that we're about to mention, your German man, I feel like there's a bias, and I feel like, as Jorginho said, if you like football, you have to like Havertz. And slowly but surely, maybe it's the chance, maybe it's the me forcing to watch him because of you. But I'm starting not to see it. You can't hate the guy.
No.
He's winning jewels. He's coming back. He's celebrating. He's working for the team. Like,
Can I stop you for 1 second?
tell me.
Julian, in that bag, there's a yellow jersey. Can you grab it?
With pleasure.
That's it. Keep going.
Is this going to be a PG thing when you get the? Oh my God, he's changing shirts.
No. Keep going,
Okay.
mate. Keep going.
No, for me, the hold-up play, the late runs, he's beginning to look like an influential figure on this team. He's beginning to, dare I say it, maybe having a larger impact than a Trossard, not in terms of his conversion rate yet, but he's doing the dirty work that a Partey should. But he's got the elegance of an Odegaard. It's weird. It's a shame that he didn't do this at Chelsea. My question to you, while you somehow do what you want to do with that shirt, PG rated, please. Arsenal, what are they achieving this season? The front.
With this beautiful man,
With that German man, yes.
we're,
What are
win-
they achieving?
we're winning the league.
Here we go, okay. We're in the league.
We're winning the Champions League. That's all we can win, really. We're out of the other 2 cups. Nah.
They're winning the double, guy. Because of that.
I'll be honest with you. I
Tell me.
think we're winning one or the other.
Which one's more realistic?
You want to know the crazy answer?
Yeah, Premier League.
No.
Champions League.
Yeah.
You beat Porto. You beat Porto.
If you end up on the right side of the draw, you can, as we saw with Chelsea. Actually, no, that year you won it. You had a hard draw.
Beat Madrid, mate.
Beat Atletico. You beat Real.
Yeah.
Who'd you beat to get to the final?
Great question.
Wasn't Bayern.
No, it wasn't Bayern.
So,
City? No,
no,
City
you
was in
beat
the
City in
final.
the final.
Wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah, would have checked that just quickly.
Thank you.
Let us
Get
know.
it checked. No, for me though, while my good friend Akmar fixes that up, Havertz, he's signing, maybe not at the start of the year, but now what we're seeing compared to players in his position, an Enzo, a Sloboslai, a Mount, dare I say, a Rice or Madison, top 3.
Well,
He beats Enzo.
let's run through quickly.
He beats
think
Enzo?
He beats Enzo. He beats Mount.
Smashes Mount.
He beats Haaland.
I'm talking positional wise.
Positional wise, I think the only one above him right now is the one that plays with him. Declan Rice.
Madison.
No, because at the end of the day, and I've been saying it since day one. I've been saying it since week 1 of this podcast.
James Madison.
James Madison.
Oh my
No,
God.
go look at the stats.
Yeah, no, the stats. I'm talking about.
Influence on the team.
Yes.
Well, they've only got 2 freaking players over there.
3.
If I put you with a team of under 10s,
Here we go.
are you not going to shine? You aren't
No.
going to shine.
No, actually, wait.
You will probably shine, is
No,
what I'm
I
saying.
probably
Okay,
won't,
if
to
I
be
put
honest.
you and Tanky,
Yeah, we'll shine.
you'll shine together.
He'll be covering me a lot.
Son and Madison. Or Madison and Son, however you
And where's Van de Ven?
Van de Ven.
Where's Van de Ven?
Supporting act.
For me, though, before we make this an Arsenal podcast, it's an absolute masterclass from me. Maybe there's still 60 million that we can question, but for me, top 3 signing. 100%. Without a shadow of a doubt.
And I've been saying it since week 1
Sorry. Well, the comments get me. Top 3 signing.
in world football.
No. Top 3 signing in the midfield. In that sort of midfield, I think in the Prem, top 3 signing midfield. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has he been a better signing than Doku? Yes.
No.
Has he? Come on,
Jeremy
man.
Doku, no.
What the hell has Doku done aside from the 4 assists against who the hell it was at that time? Was it Nottingham Forest or something? Or Sheffield?
Have you only watched the Man City game against Chelsea? Is that why?
Yeah. No. I've watched plenty of City games this season.
So you think Havertz can do what a Doku does on the wing?
My question to you.
Doku's not a midfielder.
No. But I'm talking as a signing overall. We don't just have to put him in a
It's
midfield.
City.
But has
Mbappe could only change that team.
Okay, but he had a bigger impact at City than Havertz has at Arsenal, because Havertz, in terms of the players that Arsenal have, shouldn't be having the impact that he has. There's Saka, there's Jesus, there's Martinelli, there's Odegaard, there's Rice. If I want to go further back, Zinchenko can jump in and do what he needs to do. you're minimizing Arsenal. City
Minimizing
have
Arsenal?
yes, you are, because then the day Havertz came into that team that already had 6 or 7 stars. The fact that he's actually now standing up and showing his worth, what he did against Liverpool, what he did against City, just shows you how much of an influential figure he's become in this team, and he had no right to.
Better than Doku. Okay, go carry on.
Okay, Gvardiol for whatever they signed him for.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm not going to argue.
Enzo,
Yeah,
only the last 2-3 games he's really started to.
it's a free kick merchant. Yeah, carry on.
Mason Mount, we don't talk about that one.
Bro, that hasn't played.
I haven't seen him since like week 3.
Number 7 jersey. That's the best thing I've seen.
Hoyland, again, the last 5 games, 6 games, he's picked up.
Yeah.
Rice, a better signing than Havertz.
Yep.
Madison, you could make the argument.
It's par and par.
It's par on par.
What about Dominic?
The only other one is Dominic, but I also think he's been injured way too much.
Dominic, for me, was an A-level signing at the start of the year. I think he's dropped off now, maybe to a B. I think.
He was an A-level signing at a C-level price.
But that's great business from
Yeah, I'm saying
that's great
Liverpool now.
business from Liverpool.
Yeah, I think just due to injuries.
That's not his problem.
Injuries has had a big part to play. But I also weirdly think that Endo, being in that team has actually taken away from his game a little bit, because I think they like to play in that same pocket. And now that you've put Trent in there as well, there's too many cooks in that kitchen.
But Dominic can play on the wing.
You don't want to play him. You got Salah, you got Jota. No, he's injured. Nunes is injured as well. Yeah, he might end up playing on wing. Who knows?
Big Cody's there. For me though, I'll tell you, we will take him at Chelsea, but we look good against City. No, we did. You can't even lie.
Mate,
we did.
I have to say this, and my good friend Ali, I was on the phone with him at the time of the game. Chelsea have the recipe to actually beat these teams. Okay.
Jeez, thank you. Appreciate that.
But they have no spine.
There's no spine.
Like, this RC literally was the only person back there. Like, it took him to like just clears the ball, and he's just like, you saw him. He was freaking.
You know, he's had the most clearances for a Chelsea player in like 6 or 7 years. I saw a stat.
No, it was. Was it him?
Alex, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think Enzo had 4 blocks. He had 3.
And I'm talking about clearances.
Yeah.
Smashed them.
Stat. Yeah.
For me though, can I just say something before we move on to explain these stats and how we got a draw? Nicholas Jackson.
Sorry, Mr.
Brother, I know a few academies, football tech, full trainings in Australia. I'm sure there's many academies in England. Brother, go there, pay whatever you need to pay. Your first touch for a professional footballer is horrific. Sterling gave him that ball one-on-one. I'm sure he can take it first time.
One-on-one.
What? Clear. I'm sure he can take it first time. The brother decided to take a touch, and that touch just took it too close to Edison and thing. Jackson, brother, the Senegal league's calling. Go back. The South African league's calling, brother. That's your level, brother.
Look.
No, it is.
Look.
Abdul. You cannot take a touch like that.
Thomas,
no, you can't.
Thomas.
Do you agree or not?
The touch is bad. I agree with you. I agree with you. The
ball to Sterling was good.
But the one thing you cannot fault with him is his effort. He was causing trouble.
Brother, I run 8Ks every day.
No, fair play to you.
It's the same thing.
Fair play to
the
you.
effort's there.
Thomas. This is where Chelsea fans, personally, I think can't be too reactive, because I've seen now Werner and Havertz leave that Chelsea team, look like they've got the touches of absolute freaking sandbags.
I would still argue that Werner has a poor touch.
But he's still able to. Now he can finish. Now he can assist. Havertz was doing freaking Trivela turns. Did you see the goal he scored? He wouldn't have scored that at Chelsea.
Jackson dreams of that.
Okay, then Poch needs to take him into training and take him back to basics and be like, okay, let's work on your first touch. Let's work on it together. This is the problem with Chelsea.
No, but you can't afford that luxury when we're in the state that we're in. You can't afford that, Abdul.
But you've got
Abdul, you cannot afford that when we're in the state that we are.
Okay,
you don't have time.
What do you do? You've got no one in attack aside from Nkunku that could finish a ball.
I prefer Brozier over Jackson. I don't know why we lent him on loan to Fulham. If we sold him, I would have been done.
I just don't.
No, it's just stupid.
He's a good player. I don't think he fits Poch's style, personally.
And Jackson does.
Legs. I'm gonna. There's a point here. There's a point here that I've put here. This will kind of go into what I've been saying. When Chelsea play like this and they sit back and they hit teams on the counter, that's when they've been at their best.
We look good.
You look good. Okay.
Because you know what? Palmer dropped in deep.
Yeah.
You saw what he did to Walker.
Yeah.
Dragged him out of position.
Yeah.
Always you had Sterling free for an overlap.
Yeah.
You had Gusto, did an overlap. Palmer there.
Yeah.
Palmer fed the ball in, and then you got Jackson running and Sterling running.
Yeah.
You are right. It's just legs.
You done the same thing against us, and we didn't know how to deal with it. You done the same thing against Liverpool. You got yourself a draw.
Transition is the hardest thing to coach against. It is
because you don't know how to deal with it.
You don't know how to deal with it.
No,
It's
agree.
so unpredictable.
And you're able to pick, like you just said, you're able to pick the team apart when you're playing the way you are in transition.
Correct.
When you've got players like Mudryk and Sterling and even Jackson, you can hit teams on the counter.
Unfortunately,
like
Abdul, you will never win a leg like that.
of course you're not.
You'll never win a
No,
league.
no, no. I'm not saying.
Leicester, yes, but you will never, ever, ever win a league like that.
I think just
It's
to rescue what is a calamitous season so far, that's your blueprint.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
So
100%.
as much as you guys hate it, you're going to need 20, 25 chances to score 3 or
One
4
goal.
goals in a game.
Or you just scored one.
Or just the one.
Just to remind you.
But Jackson, for me, I can't fault the effort. You take him out, he was running, wasn't he? He was still pressing these players, wasn't he? You're not going to get that from every player.
Madueke,
Well, he's a winger. We're talking up front.
bring Noni in.
Noni Where, play Noni Where. You just want him to play so you can hear his laugh again.
He's got the best laughing world football.
Well, look, Manchester City grew frustrated as the game grew.
They did.
But I'll be honest with you, I felt that equaliser coming all the way from freaking Greenacre.
Well, tell you what, it wasn't coming from Haaland. He had a game to forget, brother. My dear God.
Just we'll get on some stats quickly, and then you can tell me about
His
Haaland.
stats or City stats?
His stats are included in here.
That's so poor.
70% possession, 31 shots on goal compared to 9 for Chelsea. 5 shots on target compared to Chelsea 6. 14 block shots, 3 big chances each. City missed all 3. Chelsea missed 2 of the 3, obviously scored the 1. Here's the interesting stat. Expected goals 2.69 to 1.44 to Chelsea. Expected goals on target 0.41 to City, 2.54 to Chelsea. That's crazy.
By Haaland. That's why.
Haaland on his own had an XG of 1.58. He out XG'd Chelsea.
That's not hard, to be honest.
No. But it
That's
was
so poor.
De Bruyne got to a point though. He was just crossing the ball in. Just
That's what he
ball
does,
after
bro.
ball.
You got the best delivery of a ball, in my opinion.
It was
The
the
best. It's just I couldn't understand for the life of me. The header one frustrated me.
Yeah.
That header where he's going back post, so the cross is coming in from the left, and he crosses in. I think it's second half.
He got under it.
He got under it beautifully.
Yeah.
And Haaland's there, and you just see him leaping. You go, okay, done. I had my hand over the power remote, going bang, done, finished.
And you're a Chelsea fan as well.
Thank you, I appreciate that. don't need to remind me. And the thing was there, ready to go, and then he missed. I went, are we gonna get a goal here? He was looking like we were gonna get a goal.
He has those games though. But then again, it's just look, as an Arsenal fan, I was smiling. Absolutely smiling.
Oh, mate, this does a job for you. This does a job for you.
Because now, even though they've got their game in hand, even if they win that, they're only a point ahead of us.
It's a job. They've done a job.
They play Liverpool in 3 games, I believe.
Yeah.
So
They've done a job.
I have to say though, Manchester City, like I said, were frustrated the way Arsenal were. Have they kind of now shown that if you sit back with enough quality, and I'm talking about teams like Palace, and I'm talking about teams like Brentford and all of those, if you sit back far enough against City and pick them apart player by player, can you get something out of a game?
Well, Roger's going to score a 20-yard banger every time.
It pisses. Oh, sorry,
No.
sorry. I'm freaking over
I
it,
don't
man.
understand.
I hate how clutch he is.
So, when Gundogan left, I went, oh my God, it's Arsenal's league. It's Liverpool's league. The brother was there, and, okay, got a goal against Villa
Yeah,
in the last day of the year. But it's like deflection, non-deflection, silly rebound. He just finds a way.
yeah.
So, I see your point. I think the only way we'll do is they've got to outscore Roger.
Yeah.
They got to go on 2 counters and score. Tony's got to bang one in. It's
doable.
it's
They're
doable.
gettable.
Listen, it's the best way and best method to get a result against City,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah.
Two banks of 4, and you pray to God, and you shift and you shift and you shift and you shift until you blow that house down.
All right. And a huff and a huff.
It's been a long day.
Look, not everybody's Arsenal at the end of the day.
No, I agree.
Okay, not everybody can take City on head to head
Here we go.
and actually beat them 1-0.
Okay, here we go.
And that is why I think we're going to win the league. No, I'm joking.
I'll tell you who's not winning the league.
The
West Sydney Wanderers.
Wanderers.
Oh, they always say at the same time.
Oh,
Fuck.
dear Lord. Tell us, mate. Tell us.
Now, before we get onto this isn't on the script. Marcus Antonsen, 8 weeks out. Now, I'm not going to question the A-League. I'm not going to do a Rudin. For me, I don't understand how Jacob Farrell, that wasn't even a card.
Yep, I agree.
I do not understand. And they're in the business of slow-moing it down, having a look, getting every single possible minute angle from cameras that didn't even exist. But you can't put one on the goal line, but we'll move on from that.
Look.
But 1 second. But you don't even go to a VAR or a second look, or you don't even stop the game and just maybe tell the ref, I just need you to have a look at something. That's horrific. And now the marquee's out for 8 weeks. Who are you going to put up top, brother? Who are you going to put on the wings now? We're in trouble. We're in big trouble. And you said last week we might not even make top 6, and I said don't be silly. We're in trouble. My question to you before we get onto the stats, because I know you love stats and you're a bit of a stat merchant. Has Rudin's comments maybe put us in jeopardy? Because listen, outside of football, we all know there's whatever. We all know there is a hierarchy, etc., etc. Has Rudin's comments done an adverse effect? Because surely he knew that something of this level, maybe not to this standard, Abdul, but surely he knew that there would be a fight back from a so-called establishment.
Yeah.
Has he put us in jeopardy? Simple, yes or no?
See, this is, sorry, I know it's more than a yes or no. It was happening before he made that comment, and it's still happening now. I think whether his comments were made or not, in the words of the great Jeff Tuvey, there's got to be an investigation. And there has to be. I honestly think it's ridiculous to away with. Is ridiculous. Like the Antonsen one.
That's so
Any
poor.
higher, he's king here.
You saw Matoma's.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't that high. But bang, straight away. And he gave it a yellow first. And then upgraded. No problem. He got told. For me, though, Abdul, it's shocking. And for me, they're robbing. MacArthur, we had him.
Yeah. Newcastle as well.
Newcastle had him.
Yeah. It's just where it was for me. Sorry. It's where it was. You know, it's it's above the shoulders in terms of the injury in ways where like.
It's a leg.
No, the way he landed as well.
Oh, yeah.
No, that was the thing for me. It's the injury that caused the way he landed because you could see that it wasn't just his leg.
But the tackle.
Yeah, I know. I know.
On the ankle.
I know. Well, Rudin wasn't there to say anything anyway.
It was behind the glass box.
Yeah.
The next move for the A-League is to put a masking tape on him and just say do nothing.
Yeah.
But you don't want that. Football is about characters. It's about personalities.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, look.
And what? You're just going to get puppets? What's the point?
Yeah.
Otherwise, no podcast. What are you going to talk about?
No, I know.
A puppet just going. What's the point?
At the end of the day, there has been a lot to say in a sense about the Wanderers' performances this year. But put that aside, there really is, shit stinking in terms of the refereeing decision.
There's something there.
Yeah,
there's something there.
I have to say the one bright light that came out of
It was
all
resilient.
of that
It was resilient.
is Barella coming on.
Brendan's back.
Brendan, mate, 30. Came on in a 36 minute. Got some good minutes into his legs. And look, even when he came on last week, mate, he's hungry. You see the Socceroo in him. You see the hunger. Yeah.
Where's Valentino gone?
No clue.
Where's you gone, brother?
No clue.
So now Antonsen's gone. I don't think Barella's ready to start.
No.
Where's you gone? I have no idea. Sonny Kittle's got to come in, the German guy that we signed. He's going to have to play now.
Yeah. Thank
God Hendricks is back. Maybe he might get a red card next week again for a shit tackle. What's the next step for us, Abdul? Is it as simple as discipline?
There's a problem. It's more than
There's
just
a massive
discipline.
problem.
I think read a few stats that we found over the weekend. They're third in goals conceded, equal with the Mariners. They're just not clinical. So they're in 8th when it comes to goals scored at 1.6 on average. So they're just scoring a bit more than they're conceding. So defensively, people call Rodan defensive coach. That's who he is. the end of the day. That's the way we play. And it's not like he's saying he's a defensive coach or we're leaking 4 goals every game.
No.
You know, we've got a good defense. We've got a good foundation when it comes to that. And he's doing his job in that sense. Our problem is up front. And at the end of the day, I'll go back and say it and I'll back him.
Yeah, you got your
Not
back.
his fault. At the end of the day, he can't be on the field and tell these players to look up, drive forward. This is things that you know as a coach. They should be thinking in their head. Yeah, you might have a game plan. But if there's a clear path right in front of you that you can drive into and you choose to pass it back to the centre back every single time, that is not Rudan's problem.
Have you heard of the term PDE in a coaching aspect? PDE, perception, decision, execution. You perceive the scenario, you decide in your head what you're going to do, and then you execute the thing.
Yeah.
If you perceiving that there's nothing forward, okay, you have to go back. But if you perceive that a one-on-one's possible, now I understand what you're saying. If you perceive and then you decide to do a one-on-one, execute the thing. Don't do a U-turn and go, let me count my pockets of change while I just simply make a 3-yard back pass to Marcelo and then he'll just bring a 40-yard diag. The brother's got a brilliant diag. It's going to work 16 out of 17 times. But you're creative. You're a winger. That's your job. It's your job. Are you going to do Ty or I'm going to do Ty?
Do it.
Do your job or don't do it. It's simple. You're a winger. Take the guy on.
Right. It's
Simple.
You look, like I've always said, there's 4 or 5 players in that team that do that.
That will. Yeah.
Okay, like I'll go back. I'll name them again. You know, your Marcelos, your Hendrixes, your Barellos, your Simmons.
They take a player on, Marcelo.
No, but I'm saying in the sense of
Milanovic, I know what you're saying.
No. Marcelo, in the sense, even at centre back, he looks up and will pick out something.
Yeah.
That's my problem with the Wanderers. In the first 20 minutes of that game, we looked good.
We did.
Why? Because we were taking people on, looking up, making direct passes, making forward-thinking passes, which pushed the opposition back.
So the crossbar hit from Milanovic?
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, the players, the ingredients are there. We're just cooking with the wrong freaking pots, or whatever you want to call it. Like...
Let's not forget our plaudits to the Mariners here. Mariners did brilliantly, especially to the man that we're going to speak about. We spoke about this man earlier on our podcast, episode 3 or 4, if my memory serves me correct. Alec Qual. The brother came on. The brother troubled. Marcelo got sat on the floor. I think he's still in Sao Paulo as we're speaking, trying to get a jet back before he gets to Adelaide in Cooper Stadium.
Man pulled his pants down.
The brother got sent. Alec Qual, man, look good.
Yeah.
It's not a penalty up though.
No, it's fair.
You reckon it's penalty?
It's fair.
Oh, here we go.
It's fair.
Get him in the VAR box.
Bias aside, mate, it's fair. Take your Wanderers goggles off.
Have you seen the angle where it's head on? Have you seen the angle?
Well, have you?
3 or 4 times before I walked in the room. Brother, no.
It's fair.
No.
I think it's fair.
Okay.
I think
No problem.
No, I think the entrance and
If anyone wants a spare derby ticket, let me know. It's available. Let me know. Not anymore.
Oh, dear Lord.
I'm joking. Look, still covered.
Look, Michael Docker put the penalty away.
It's a good penalty.
But yeah, like I said, for me, Alec Cole. I've never seen Brave myself. Like,
Yeah, trouble.
I just had to, I'm like,
Yeah.
do you think, I think he's destined for a big move.
He surprised me because, like Kulisevsky, I know it's a big comparison, but he's not built like he's tall, he's strong, but it doesn't look like he can run with the ball. But he's quick. On and off the ball, Abdul. So I do agree with you. I think a move is on the cards. Well, Scotland seems to be a hot destination for young Aussies. It could go there.
It's giving me more Netherlands vibes.
Netherlands.
Yeah. I can see him there. Yeah.
Van Persie, get on the phone, lad. so you reckon, yeah?
I think so.
I do think there is a move on the... For me, though, it's a bit concerning why he came off the bench. Why didn't he start the game?
Who knows?
Well,
Tactical.
Valentina's not even making the squad, to be honest.
I think, look at it this way. If Iran Kunda goes to Bayern Munich, kills it over there, Bayern Munich will be back. They'll be back.
You reckon Big Nestori's going to help out Big Harry? Like, he's a good player, but... Mate, enough of the ones before I actually get a migraine.
Quick run through before the Mariners
go.
6-point gap between them in second now and the Wanderers who in 6.
That's what I was going to say,
Yeah, they're 3 points off 7. Wellington, gone.
Theirs?
They're gone, mate.
You reckon it's done?
4 points clear at the
Done?
top.
Done.
They're done. It's done.
No victory.
It's done.
Well,
Fucking Sorry. Barbarouses making it 14 goals and
Do you
assists.
remember at the start of the year when people said, is he finished?
Yeah.
And he didn't score a goal.
No.
And of course, he came and troubled us like every player does. Brother look good. 14 goals and assists now. How old is the brother? 35?
He's old.
Yeah.
He's old. I couldn't
He
say.
hasn't got more grey hairs than you and me from the stress of the podcast.
No. I'm actually starting to grow the grey hairs.
Sydney FC are looking dangerous. They're ahead of us for the first time this year. Kill my life.
Hey, look at him smiling. Look.
I'm not smiling.
No, look at him smiling.
I can't look.
Look at him smiling.
I can't
Look at that grin.
I love you, Matthew.
Hey, see, he likes a Sydney FC fan. No, I'm joking.
Fourth place. Anyway, carry on.
Melbourne Victory have now gone 5 games without a win.
They'll come back.
4 draws, 1 loss.
Bruno will find this for.
For Naroli.
Bruno will surprise this for.
Possibly. All right. Then my question to you. Any surprises in the top 6?
No.
And who wins it?
No. Can I give you my final?
Yeah.
Wellington Phoenix versus... Wait. Victoria MacArthur.
Wellington Phoenix versus Victory or MacArthur. Yeah, I can say that.
Wellington 100% in the semis.
I think Wellington go all the way.
But they've got a young squad. Their keeper is incredible. I am so surprised.
But it's a balance as well.
But even their coach.
Yeah.
Italiano. Like, the brother used to be an ex-keeper. It's like, it doesn't correlate with me. I don't understand.
It's a good, like we said
It's a good story.
It's a good story.
I love the story.
And it's a good balance as well in that squad. There's experience, there's youth. I've said it all 12 episodes of this podcast. Chelsea need to do the same. You need to have that youth there. It's a young squad. Have a few old heads in between to kind of balance it out and lead the way. That's what's helped there. And, I think they've only lost 2 games all season still.
I think so.
Before we move on, from a coaching point of view,
Tell me.
what would you do to fix the Wanderers' form? Thomas is in the coaching seat from, I don't know, tomorrow. You walk into there with all the coaches. Tactically, what are you doing?
Tactically, for me, I keep the formation.
Yeah.
I like the formation.
Yeah.
I think some heads need to be dropped from the squad, some players. For me, though, I think you get any still frame image from the game against Mariners. In our attacking third, there are only 3 players that go. Our 10 doesn't follow.
No.
Our 8 is in line with our 6. And the 6 and 8 go together holding hands all the way up and down the field. It's not like that. The 6 stays back, shields, sometimes forms a back 3. And the 8 is a little chaperone and follows and covers box to box. I think we're trying to follow a blueprint or a model which is too advanced for us at this point. And I think some players are getting confused. And for me, I just think we need to go, I'm not saying we need to go dodgeball, but it's just, we need to make it simple. Stick to your roles. What does a 6 do? Okay, execute that. What does a 8 do? A box to box. Come and help the attack. Because even when Hendricks and Brilliante, they are starting to.
Yeah.
Even when Hendricks was still deep, Brilliante was still deep. They've got legs, but they don't get involved.
Yeah.
They don't get involved in the attacking third. So you're relying on Antonsen, who hasn't had the best season. You're relying on Milanovic, who's slowly dipping out of form. You're relying on Brook, who's coming into form, fair play. And then you're relying on Yul, Ninkovic, or Barella, one of those 3 to come on.
And one's not playing, one's always injured, and the other just came back. Yeah. No, it's fair. It's fair.
It's concerning.
I think you said it perfectly. I think that the what to take out of that is I think they are getting a bit confused.
They're getting confused.
Yeah.
They are getting confused and not finishing enough chances. Simple as that.
I agree with you.
Speaking of a team that does finish chances, again, your club. Now, question, do you wear that shirt because of the women's performance against United?
From both, mate.
From both.
From both. I've watched these beautiful clubs score 8 goals over one weekend. And
I've watched my team score 1.
Hey. Actually, that is true. That is true. Very sad. Very, very sad.
It came from Sterling. Carry on before I cry. Please, Tommy, carry on.
We're going to move on to the Women's Super League.
Love it. Talk to me.
Came back this week. Arsenal played Manchester United home. Sold out stadium.
How good's that?
You want to know how many people were there?
Tell me.
60,160 fans.
Booyah.
Now, what has that done for the women's game, man? Sold out stadium at the Emirates.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see.
Yeah.
Katie McKay, Beth Mead. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it for football and I love it for women's football.
No,
especially to these Europe snobs where they just focus on the male games. I love it.
Yeah, look, once you, and I've said it before, once you start opening your eye to the game, it's beautiful. And I'll start it with Beth Mead. Mate, she started on fire. And when Beth Mead, when Beth Mead is on it,
you know, it's a good day.
It's a good freaking day, man. Straight out, I felt bad for their left back, Evans.
But it was behind her. McCabe. Little bulldog, man.
At right back.
Oh, yeah. Little bulldog. That brother go.
We had as Arsenal fans, we had a nickname for her.
Tell me.
She's our female Xhaka.
Okay.
Hot head.
I thought she was the female Conor McGregor.
That too, mate. Look, at the end of the day,
Pint of Guinness.
Look, she took a cross.
In-swinger.
An in-swinger. United couldn't deal with it. Deflected off Geis. Found its way to the back of the net.
Yeah.
Pressure continued. Our striker, Blackstenius, mate.
She's Swedish? Or Icelandic? Is she?
I think so.
One of those.
I think so.
Yeah.
She found Lacasse. 24 Lacasse running down the wing. Lacasse. Mate, she's beautiful, mate. Canadian. Well-deserved goal. She's been consistent. She only signed with us about 6 or 7 months ago, I believe.
Oh, wow.
And then, Beth Mead finished the job off, mate. Got us a penalty.
Good player, man.
And skipper.
She just cracked the post 3 times. Rockets, by the way.
She was
on
hungry.
fire. Yeah.
She was killing it. You know how I feel bad for, though? Mary Epps. I think she's on her way out. And there's been rumours across the season that she's...
How old is she?
Mary Epps, mid-20s, I believe. She's still young.
Where's she going?
I've been reading Arsenal. Arsenal need a keeper. D'Angelo's done well, and I think Zinsberg has been moved to the bench. But I think...
She's a bit older Zinsberg, isn't she?
Same age.
Okay.
I think it's skill.
Okay.
Personally, I don't think she's as good a keeper as the rest.
You know who had a good game for United, but Lucia Garcia.
Oh, mate, she was
shining light.
Hey, she reminded me
because at the start of the year, sort of Malard. Malard was sort of up there. Garcia is good.
No, she is
really, really, really good.
She caused problems
for Arsenal's defense.
But I have to say, I think that that McCabe done really well to deal with whatever it was.
She's a bulldog, mate.
She couldn't really get past. She got past McCabe a few times, but I think the 2 centre backs at the time, Ruben Moy, and who was the other centre back at the time?
Was it your one, Williamson?
No, Williamson's out. I forgot her name. The Spanish centre back.
Yeah.
They managed to deal with it very well.
Yeah.
But the crosses at the end, Paris didn't have a good game.
No.
I think that at the end of the day as well, Steph Catley, standing on business.
Yeah.
She just chopped down that outside. And
Weapon,
look,
bro.
it made up for last week, Thomas. Like she made a mistake last week in the FA Cup, and you could tell that she was trying to work her way back out from it. So.
Cut by it. You could tell. My question to you now is 3 points off the top. Can I do it?
It's hard, man. It's hard. Manchester City, and I think let's leave that question for the next game because I think I want to answer that question with the answers of the next game. But before we move on, I have to say, Earps, Leticia, Garcia, and Toon, I personally think they're on the verge of a big move. I think that United side already lost Alicia Russo. They lost Ona Batil.
Big player.
You know where from FIFA, where'd Ona Batil go?
She's at Barcelona.
She's at Barcelona. Gascarino moved to Lyon.
Oh,
yes.
Is that the one with the rapper play style?
The right wing.
Only 4 rated, lad. Yeah, show them more knowledge.
FIFA knowledge, mate. But look,
the game's dead. Sorry, the game's dead.
FIFA, just to clarify, FIFA's dead.
Oh, sorry.
Look, they can't afford to lose anymore for me, personally. Yeah. I think that when it comes to that United team, they're now too far away from that top 3 and too far away from the teams behind them. It's gotten to that point where...
They'll finish top 4, but not higher.
But the problem is top 4 isn't...
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They'll finish 4th.
Yeah.
Nothing higher.
Yeah.
Nothing higher.
I have to say, but that my bench as well. I got corrected last time. Madema, Cooney Cross, Russo, Ford, and Manuma all on the bench. So the Arsenal team is very strong. It's got a lot of depth to it. It's just getting it together. Against these, we do well against these big teams. We seem to be struggling against those Liverpools and the Tottenhams that are sitting around that mid-table. So it's just keeping that same team on the field. Leah Williamson's out with a minor injury as well to a hamstring.
How long she out for?
I think a few weeks. Okay. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks with the hamstring. But yeah, all in all, I'm happy with the performance.
I'll tell you who I'm glad's not out. Anyone, I don't wish injury upon anyone. I'm gonna stuff this up. Khadija Shaw. Khadija Shaw.
Yeah.
Man, some of the goals she's scoring. Some of these goals she's scoring. She's a top goal scorer, right? Some of these goals.
Yeah. If you actually watch her, you look at her build, she is athletic.
Yeah, brother.
She's very similar to Lauren James in a sense.
Yeah. I was going to say that comparison. Yeah.
Run through a bit of stats. That's her 14th goal of the season.
Yeah, top goal scorer.
I have to say, Jess Park was on something else that game.
Yeah.
She robbed your girl, Erin Cuthbert, of the ball.
We grew into the game.
Yeah.
After that, we grew into the game.
Yeah.
But for me, it was just too late. We grew into the game. Mate, this city, they've grown into a little bit of a... I'm not sick of them, but they're...
This club, forget the women, just the club.
Okay. I'm annoyed by the club.
Yeah.
They're already a powerhouse in the male side, and in the females, they are growing to become a powerhouse.
Yeah. And what I'm loving about this city team, as much as I hate that, like you said, I hate how successful this club is growing.
Sorry.
There's no real stars. They're building them. Chloe Kelly's starting to build her name. Kiara Keating in goal. You've got, like we said, Khadija Shaw up front.
Is Greenwood still there?
Yeah, Greenwood's still there. Yeah. But it's like...
And then obviously you are right, there's no sort of superstar, but then you got Hemp.
Yeah, you got Hemp, Kennedy, Greenwood. They're a bit more... Hemp's 23, by the way.
Yeah.
But her experience, I'd put her alongside the Kennedys and the Greenwoods. But
I agree.
Add to those three that I mentioned before, you got your Fowlers, your Keatings, your Parks, your Hagasawas as well in midfield. And you see the culture. And like I've said in previous videos, you go watch these girls on TikTok. You see them, the little clips they do behind the scenes.
That Matilda's announcement video is my favourite video that I've watched.
With Harper. Oh, mate.
It's so good. Kenny.
Mate, look, Katrina, if you're watching, we would love for you to be here on Mother's Day and be on the podcast.
Hey, Harper could do the outro to the show. This is the UBF. Bye.
Yeah.
Something's in this coffee. I'm laughing too much.
Mate, I think they put something in your coffee.
Listen, the title race is eating up with 3 points separating the top 3. 8 games to go. Listen, it's a relatively shorter season.
22 games.
Yeah, it's shorter.
Yeah.
Will Arsenal still have to play Chelsea?
Yeah.
Who wins it from here? If you're a betting man, don't take the shirt off. Obviously, PG con. But think without the shirt. Who are we going for?
City.
Chelsea. That's me.
Look, I'll be honest with you. That Chelsea City game, it showed a lot. Chelsea had chances.
Yeah.
And the amount of crosses I saw come in, Lauren James just missed it. Even the signing that they've made, what was her name? Ramirez.
Oh, yeah.
The most expensive signing. She had a penalty shout. Like at the end of the day, with these guys, that they're making chances. It's not that Chelsea weren't making chances.
We're missing Sammy.
It's just they're missing Sammy. Even though Ramirez was expensive, they're missing Sammy. But I think City and Chelsea are, neck for neck in that sense.
Yeah.
Both keepers kept them in that game. Hannah Hampton, I have to say, these last 2 games you have been
fire
on crack. Some would say.
Fair enough. Do you want to know who he's on crack?
Who?
Saudi Arabia. I'll tell you why.
Tell me.
So, mate, I'm hearing these numbers for Mbappe. We've got the man there. He's our discussion point this week. Before we start, our script was written prior to this morning. We're filming on the 20th? 20th or 19th? 20th. We have heard some breaking news from Real Madrid. Apparently there is a agreed in principle deal for Kylian Mbappe, 50 million for Mbappe. Do you want to read out those details for me?
So 5-year contract. He's got a 15 to 20 million annual salary. This is all in euros, by the way. And the 50 million signing bonus. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Let me speak.
Let me talk. I have to say, Mbappe, this deal is just giving me Haaland vibes. They've picked him up on the cheap. They've spent 75 million or whatever it is, 70 million for him, for Mbappe. 70 million euros.
Yeah, it's smart.
Although, look, Fabrizio hasn't said, here we go. So, we're taking it as it's just rumours at the moment.
So Saudi Arabia, that's what I'm saying. You could, it's your time to come and swoop. Listen, they offered him, was it $1 billion last time? It's just stupid. It's ludicrous. There's no other word to describe it.
I mean, Ronaldo said that the Saudi league's better than the French league.
He's a good man. He's my goat. For the first time, PSG have actually, Mbappe's went to PSG and he's actually stated that he wants to leave.
Yeah.
So they've accepted. I think it had to happen.
Yeah.
There was talks last year, there was talks here before. I'm telling you, I've graduated high school. I've done a uni degree and we haven't changed up until a week ago. So thank God I'm progressing in my life.
Yeah.
It's been started since I was in year 12. Now I'm doing a master's. So listen to me. I'm doing.
Go for it.
They've accepted. Real Madrid want to sign him. We've heard of this. I want to go to Arsenal because there's a Thierry Henry certain there. Listen, Real Madrid for me are the clear favourites. My question to you though, is it too late for him to be considered an all-time GOAT?
No. He's only 25. Some of, Chelsea and Man United's favourite legends, careers didn't get going until 26, 27. Look, for me at the end of the day, just a few, information points. Some of his entourage actually, they're frustrated with Real Madrid. They think the numbers aren't enough. I think, as I said, Fabrizio hasn't come out and said anything yet.
So you think this is still live?
I think this is still live. And personally, for me, you got to understand that 2022, there was a whole backflip on his deal with Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Real Madrid aren't going to turn around now and open the doors for him again like that. They're going to be a bit more more stubborn.
Yeah.
Okay. That opens the conversation for me for Arsenal and Liverpool, because I think they're the only two clubs in world football right now that could probably, A, fit him in that team, B, actually sign him. Although after the news from a few weeks ago, I'd actually say that Liverpool are probably further behind the race than they were a few weeks before.
Are you saying Mbappe is coming for Klopp's job to coach Liverpool?
No. I think the fact that he's leaving, I think the fact that Klopp's left is going to create that instability within the club, at least for that first season.
I don't think Liverpool actually throw the book at him, to be honest.
No, because if they keep Salah in their Van Dijk, I think if Salah leaves, it could well happen. But for me, the unknown, grounds of, say, Xabi Alonso comes in. Last thing you want as a Mbappe caliber, player is to come into an unknown.
You want stability. You want stability.
Here's where we come in.
Here we go.
We can afford him. Money-wise, we can afford him. Okay?
You can afford the wages?
We can afford the wages. It's a matter of, will they break the wage structure? But look at the position we need in the team. Look at where he can fill a void. He comes in, we could very well sell Jesus. We could very well sell Nketiah. Okay, I think we'll end up selling Nketiah. You end up, Jesus leaves, that's another 200k wages freed up. Okay. Partey's leaving at the end of the season. Again, that's another 180k freed up.
Don't you dare mention my player. He's staying at the club.
Camille Smith-Rowe.
Don't you dare.
He's on low wages anyway.
Still at the club.
You got to ask yourself, what's the likelihood? What are the pros and cons of him signing for Arsenal or Liverpool? And what are the pros and cons that they can offer him at the end of the day?
Let me start off this way.
What is it?
Liverpool's out of the conversation.
Me too. I agree.
Liverpool's out of the conversation.
Yep.
So, Arsenal and Madrid, I think they're the only two sort of contenders. I think if Kane didn't go to Bayern, I think Bayern possibly could be a contender. I think that's gone there out of the window. Barca, they're in financial ruins. I think Bella Vista actually has more money than Barcelona, to be honest. So
Man City, let's just run through a few. Man City have Haaland. Barca can't afford him. Bayern have Kane. He's not going to go to...
Can I say something? We could actually afford him. But I wouldn't go to Chelsea. I wouldn't go to my club. So that's out. For me, they're the only other clubs. There's no one realistically else that could swoop in. Madrid, Arsenal... I'm sticking with Madrid. I understand why you're going with Arsenal. For me, though, I think actually from a league perspective, Prem is more attractive.
Right now, yeah.
However,
you
ask any boy between 8 and 14, what's their dream club?
It's Madrid.
That's their club. You look at the players they've got.
Yeah.
Vinicius, Rodrigo, Bellingham, That's just 3.
Vinicius, Rodrigo, Bellingham, Modric, Cruz.
I'm talking about this next gen. Valverde,
Oh yeah.
Mbappe. You just add that little spice to the thing. Watch what happens.
Militao.
This is the next Galacticos. This is the next Galactico if this happens.
Yeah.
I'm letting you know. You're talking about your Figos. You're talking about your Beckhams.
Zidane.
You're talking about Zidane. You're talking about R9.
Yeah. Roberto Carlos.
There's your 4. There's your current 4. You got a Brazilian in there. You got an Englishman in there. Rodrigo can pass as Portuguese. They speak Portuguese in Brazil. So this is the next Galacticos if this happens. Oh my God, Mbappe's French. There you go. Oh my God, it's happening. That's the Galacticos.
Well.
Done. Arsenal out of the conversation.
The Invincibles. There was a French left winger.
Oh, here we go.
There was a lanky false 9. There's one there now.
If you say Gilberto, whatever his name is.
Nah, mate.
Don't you
Dennis
dare.
Bergkamp. Thierry Henry.
Dutch, out of the conversation.
No, not necessarily that, mate. Thierry Henry, Kylian Mbappe. Like for like. Dennis Bergkamp. Kai Havertz.
Abdul, do you agree with me though? That squad that Madrid are building, even without Mbappe,
Yeah.
it's a next gen,
It is.
elite squad.
It is, but let me keep remembering that meme. Let me tell you something. For me, it looks 80-20. I think there's an 80% chance he goes to Madrid, personally, if not 90.
Final decision. Madrid.
No, it's Madrid. It's
Oh, is
Madrid.
that?
But I do want to put a point forward.
Yeah.
I do want to put a point forward. At the end of the day, you got to look at the project. These are, for me right now, the 2 most attractive projects in world football. You've got the Real Madrid Galacticos they're building, and you can see what is happening at Arsenal.
Oh, okay.
You know, and it's past where last season you're like, if, buts, maybes, whatever it is. You see what he's trying to build.
No, he's building.
And that 11's pretty much just about there. Okay, and there's a squad. There's a squad there. He comes in. You know what he's doing. He's taking the 14 off Eddie, and he's playing up front. All right, he's playing alongside Martinelli. He's playing alongside Saka. He's playing alongside Odegaard and Rice. You're talking Bellingham and Vinicius and Rodrigo. We're building very much the same.
Okay. 1 second.
Yeah.
Vinicius or Martinelli?
No, Vinicius.
Okay. Bellingham, Odegaard.
I'm taking Odegaard. All right. We're gonna make.
Look who you've got behind you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Stop. Bellingham? Yeah. Oh, Havertz is there. If you compare Havertz to Bellingham, I'm off. Martin, come back on, brother. Please. Listen to me. Bellingham, Odegaard. Take a pick.
Odegaard.
Mbappe is going to Real Madrid. Can't
No,
indulge
Thomas,
this man any
Thomas,
longer.
I will.
Bellingham or Odegaard?
Odegaard.
TikTok, Insta. Come at him.
No.
You're cooked. No, you're actually cooked.
No, just run
You're
through.
cooked.
Let's run through this quickly.
You're cooked. We don't need to go longer. You're cooked.
From the back. From
No. We're talking about Galacticos.
Yes.
Vinicius or Martinelli?
I said Vinicius. Rodrigo or Saka.
Saka.
Okay. Who's up? Neither.
Bellingham or Odegaard?
Odegaard.
Akbar is literally running out of ink the amount of times that he needs to timestamp to get a clip out of this stupid comment he just made.
Cole Palmer or Bellingham?
Bellingham. I'm not stupid.
He doesn't know ball.
You are cooked. You are cooked.
Okay.
You are absolutely deep fried in olive oil when you came out. You are gone, brother. Deep fried. Extra virgin olive oil, brother. You are.
You asked the wrong questions, mate. You asked the wrong questions.
Cooked.
You asked the wrong questions. You asked the wrong questions. At the end of the day, if you're building that Galacticos, they're both playing in midfield. Oh my God. I'm telling you now. Vinicius, Jesus, Saka. Bellingham, Odegaard, Rice.
So you're telling Ancelotti to play with 2 10s?
Bellingham's not a 10.
Where's he been playing this year?
He's everywhere. 6, 8, 10 striker. He's literally everywhere.
Brother, I saw him getting a chicken palmy here.
It was pouring beers before.
The point is he plays it as 10.
He plays
that's
everywhere.
His point. That's his point.
Everywhere.
I'm going to give you one more chance to redeem yourself. Bellingham or Odegaard?
I'm going to leave that to the people. All right. I think we're going to leave it there. I think Mbappe's off to Madrid either way. But I thought...
come to your senses.
I said it before. I said he's a good 90% chance. But there's that 10% chance that gives you hope. Either way. We got a special guest on next
He
week.
might take your position, to be honest. You're not a special guest any longer, to be honest.
I might need to be a special guest soon.
You might need to be. Unbelievable. No, special guest. We do. We actually can't wait to reveal. We do have a staff from the West Sydney Wanderers coming down. So this gentleman, Anthony, has worked at the club. He's an avid member of the RBB. And we're very much looking forward to having him on the podcast.
Yeah.
Especially before the Sydney Derby week. Sydney Derby's coming up on the 2nd of March at Parramatta, Combank.
Bank Stadium.
There's only single seats allowed at a certain section of the stadium. So we're looking forward to the atmosphere. The UBF will be there. Our podcast will be there. We're doing some interviews. We'll get as much content as we can for you. But Anthony, we're looking forward to having you on, mate, next week. Should be a cracker podcast. And come on, you red and black.
I think we'll preview the derby as well with him.
Yeah,
and it's nice to see more than 503 people at the stadium. So,
no, mate, you know what? If there is a game to sell it,
it is that.
It is that.
The A-League. To sell the A-League, it's either that or the Blue Derby.
Blue Derby.
It's in the Melbourne Derby.
Brother. In this order. Sydney Derby, Big Blue, Melbourne Derby. In that order.
Yeah.
In that order.
Yeah.
There is no other event in Australian football that comes close. Simple as that. In Australian football.
Australian football.
That's what I said.
Okay. Yeah. That
Queensland versus New South Wales.
Mate,
no one cares.
Grand final.
It's a football podcast. Go on rugby league, guys. Go, Josh. Let's trot with Adokar. No one cares.
Oh, mate.
Anthony, you're the new head co-host, mate.
Anyways, reminder, guys, don't forget to like, to subscribe, to follow all the socials, UBF Podcast, the UBF Podcast on TikTok.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're slowly getting there. We are growing. We're actually growing this week. Our biggest since 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think followers-wise.
We're getting there. So we're getting there. It's been, and thank you to you guys.
Yeah, I have to say, thanks for the support. Absolutely. You know, we appreciate it so much. And, you know, Thomas and I have been talking about doing a bit, you know, our own little solo contents as well.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I'm planning to go Ben Foster style this season. So hopefully you get to see a GoPro in the back of the net. And I'm sure Thomas will...
You actually won't need to get a GoPro on me because I'll just be shooting goals and you're just picking up my ball out of the net. Simple as that.
What do you mean, mate? I'll be sitting there congratulating. It's all the defensive plays he's gonna make. I'm just gonna be. You're just gonna see a compilation of me congratulating Thomas on tackles. but yeah, nah. Look, I'm gonna leave it there. I've been Abs.
No, I'm Thomas, and this has been
the UBF Podcast.
Ciao.
Ciao.